region. The Bahamas National Trust is undertaking an ambitious campaign to expand its facilities and the parks on New Providence. Eric Carey, the Trust's Executive Director, explains.
Our goal is to develop these parks into places where Bahamians can bring their families to enjoy nature. We want to provide Bahamians the opportunity to take their families bird watching, kayaking along boardwalks at Harold and Wilson's Pond and Bonefish Pond National Parks and witness the unique nature of the Bahamian natural environment.
One success is that the Bahamas National Trust began a nature program for Bahamas youth called the Discovery Club.
One of the most important values that I've learned from being in the Discovery Club is that it's our responsibility to take care of the environment and that we must take steps to help and protect it.
Conservationists have worked with the Bahamas government to create 25 national parks covering over 700,000 acres of land and sea. These parks span from Walker's Key, Grand Bahama, Abaco, New Providence, Andros, Exumas, Conception Island, Crooked Island, and Little and Great Inagua. While the government of the Bahamas provides considerable funding support for the national park system, the Trust still needs additional funds to acquire more patrol boats, develop better facilities, create educational programs, and hire additional staff. The Bahamas National Trust must depend mainly on private donations to continue protecting these national treasures. If you wish to see these pristine parks treated with the respect and protection they deserve for your children and their children, then please support the Bahamas National Trust.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, a budget to benefit all Bahamians. The Prime Minister leads off the 2024-25 budget communication. The Minister for Grand Bahama lays out the vision for Grand Bahama. And those in the creative industry welcoming the new concessions and legislation for intellectual property protection. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This budget serves as a pivot towards a new era for the Bahamas.
Changing the status quo, changing lives. The theme of the 2024-25 budget and a dream for Grand Bahama being realized. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Ramiko Knowles. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news tonight, the nation's leader presenting in the House of Assembly today a comprehensive overview of the new budget, emphasizing its intention to benefit all Bahamians, either directly or indirectly. We have the details in this report.
The budget was designed to enhance the well-being of Bahamians, promote economic growth, consistently improve the collection and administration of revenue, prudently manage public expenditure, encourage progress in our energy sector and in climate financing.
As the government maintains its commitment to fiscal consolidation and easing the burden on Bahamians, Prime Minister Davis outlined several measures that the 2024-2025 budget aims at accomplishing.
Make critical investments in infrastructure, housing, and national development. Continue to build a robust healthcare system. Revitalize Grand Bahama. Strengthen labor relations. invest in education, improve food security, invest in our public service workers, strengthen national security, law and order, diversify our tourism product, and promote a more equitable business environment.
Addressing the cost of living, Prime Minister Davis highlighted that the Bahamas was listed as the 6th most expensive place in the world in 2020.
Our government is already attacking the problem high cost of living by looking at the challenge from a number of angles, pushing forward to develop policies to ensure that the Bahamians will not continue to be one of the most expensive places in the world to live and work.
A review of public sector salaries was a focus of the address. The Prime Minister stressed that offering competitive salaries is essential to attract and retain talent in the public service.
Regrettably, Madam Speaker, a significant number of individuals have left the public sector to go to the private sector because of the better pay and benefits on offer.
Furthermore, the nation's leader announced plans for more frequent paydays.
Cloud Bahamas is going to revolutionize the administration of the public sector payments by introducing new features such as electronic salary notifications, online job applications, and bi-weekly salary payments for all employees. Bi-weekly salary payments mean that our employees will now be able to be paid every 2 weeks.
Additionally, initiatives aimed at enhancing the collection of arrears were also discussed.
The wealthiest and most powerful companies in the country have behaved as though it was merely an option that they should pay their share of taxes. Efforts are already underway to transform the status quo and ensure that the responsibilities of the Port Authority are properly carried out.
Well, local artists are also pleased with the Davis administration's 2024-25 budget communication as it relates to the import of their equipment duty-free. The announcement made by the Prime Minister during the 2024-25 budget communication. Tonight, members of the creative industry shared their thoughts on the new concessions expected to come.
This budget will continue provisions which will allow Bahamian artists to import supplies and equipment on a duty-free basis.
That announcement is welcomed news for musical artists and producers in Grand Bahama.
Well, I believe that should have been done a long time ago because a lot of artists normally, a lot of them are just really surviving off of music.
Howard Bowe, known in the creative industry as Mr. Ching, expressing excitement about the new concessions.
You have to bring in these equipment. It will help you now to even do your own recording and save money as opposed to having to go to a studio and spend money.
Having spent thousands on equipment.
Upwards of between $75,000 and $80,000.
Ashanti Carey, also known as Killer Fang, is looking forward to the concessions.
Right now, I'm aspiring to purchase a new piece of equipment, a microphone that costs upwards of $5,000. And it's easy on my mind to know that I don't have to pay duty on that when I bring that in.
Artists Sherrod Taylor and Angel M, both sharing similar sentiments regarding the benefits.
We get royalties, but it don't be that much, you know? So having to save some type of money on getting the equipment and don't have to pay all those duty and stuff, I think it's a good start.
I just would like a little bit more clarity on that because when it comes to equipment and other stuff, you think of music videos, you think of all sorts of other things. So I just would like a bit more clarity on the process as to what will be included in all of that.
Additionally, new intellectual property legislation is expected in the coming weeks, providing relief to these artists.
That is the main source of your livelihood.
People literally have people in court winning millions of dollars because they steal.
Everything that I do when I do my songs, I have to use I use things from other countries to protect my music.
It's good to know that the Bahamian government is taking steps to make sure that we can secure our intellectual property.
Well, with almost $2 billion worth of investments on Grand Bahama, the Minister for Grand Bahama delivered a power-packed presentation outlining how the government is addressing old issues while creating a new vision for the island. Tonight, our Aja Kwan joins us live in studio on the details of the Minister's presentation. Aja.
Yes, Ramiko, the Minister for Grand Bahama is pulling no punches with this year's budget contribution. This is her third since taking office, and she says that the Davis administration is clearly making bold moves. Some of those include the demolition of the airport, the acquisition of the bazaar, downtown Freeport, tackling the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, and the revitalization of the airport, just to name a few. In this highly anticipated 2024 budget contribution, Minister Moxie addresses key legacy issues now being tackled by the Davis administration.
Please listen attentively while I highlight what true vision followed by planning with focused execution looks like.
Yes.
The minister highlighting significant strides in resolving long-standing challenges that have plagued Grand Bahama. A major focus, the government's acquisition of the bazaar, a once thriving commercial hub that had fallen into disrepair after years of abandonment. She confirms that the closed road on that property will soon be reopened and proudly notes that the government successfully negotiated the purchase of the property for less than $4 million, involving a complex deal with 14 different property owners.
The properties will be demolished and beautified to make way for an amazing world-class tourist attraction. It will have the vested interest of 74 countries and 16 islands of the Bahamas featured. A plan that includes our people, a plan that kills two birds with one stone. It fixes the mess that the Grand Bahama Port Authority nor the side opposite have been able to resolve. And it brings to life an exciting new project to be funded after in-depth analysis by the African Export-Import Bank.
Turning to the Grand Bahama International Airport, the minister also highlighting the extensive demolition work currently underway. The airport, which sustained severe damage during Hurricane Dorian, is being dismantled as part of a broader plan to rebuild and modernize the island's infrastructure.
We put in proper measures to extend the hours of operation. We restored and recommissioned the domestic terminal. And right now, as I speak, demolition of the international terminal continues as we make significant progress on the design bill for a new state-of-the-art international airport. The government has also embarked on another legacy issue within the city of Freeport to revitalize the area known as the ghetto, in collaboration with a U.S. State Department initiative called Cities Forward.
Minister Moxie also touching on the ongoing financial dispute between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. For the past year, both parties have been locked in a contentious battle over monies owed, with negotiations and legal maneuvers continuing to unfold.
If governments of the past did not previously invoice a requirement by law, that has absolutely no bearing on what we seek today, because quite frankly, it's the people's money.
Now, Ramiko, instead of listening to the naysayers, she says you can look around and see that Grand Bahama is experiencing a bounce back. She says that this is evident as we witness the lowest unemployment rate in 16 years as Grand Bahama emerges as the fastest growing tourism island. And finally, a government creates a new vision and sustainable path for Grand Bahama. Coming to you live in studio, I'm Azure Quant. Back to you, Ramiko.
Thanks so much for that report, Aja. Now, I know the minister's speech was quite lengthy. What else can we expect from that presentation?
Well, Miko, the minister actually announced that the Innovate 242 incubator project is well on the way, and they are coming out with the Royal Palm Resort for that particular project. Of course, we'll have a detailed report in a later newscast. Back to you.
Thanks so much. Well, in other news, Carnival Corporation naming Bahamian financial expert Lurlane Burrows-Morse as financial controller of its Bahamas operation. The announcement coming in today, made through a press release on Wednesday morning. Morse-Burrows will oversee the accounting and finance functions for Carnival Corporation's 3 exclusive destinations in the Bahamas, including Half Moon Key, Princess Keys, and the new flagship cruise destination, Celebration Key, set to open in 2025. Now, according to the statement, Burrows comes with over 15 years of extensive experience in auditing, accounting, and leadership roles, and she brings a wealth of expertise to this pivotal position. Her impressive career spans both public accounting and private industry, including a decade of controllership experience in the utilities sector. Notably, she was financial controller for Grand Bahama Power, where she managed all accounting operations and played a key role in corporate-wide strategic decision-making. Burroughs Moss says, as a proud Grand Bahamian, she has seen firsthand the company's commitment to the nation and the positive impact it is creating across sectors of Bahamian society. Now, most recently, the company pledged to collaborate closely with Bahamian-owned businesses with the goal of having at least 75% of the outlets at its new Celebration Key destination owned and operated by Bahamians. Well, as an essential medical service for the Bahamas is being offered by an international charter company, Tropic Air Charters has been operating in the Bahamas for almost 30 years, but it is now expanding its offerings to those in need of emergency medical travel. President Anthony Marinello speaking with our Jolanda Thompson-Everest on the importance of having this type of assurance.
It's the type of service that you would hope to never use, but it is essential to have. Tropic Air Charters began services for residents who needs to be flown to an international hospital from any island in the Bahamas. Our news team was invited on the air ambulance to see firsthand how the service works.
One of our pilots ran into a situation where the passenger was having a stroke, and he was afraid to bring him on the airplane because he thought he might pass while they were coming back. So he called back to the base, and I started to try and find an air ambulance company to come out. I called about 15 companies. I finally found one that said they would come out on Sunday for him. And I said, it's Thursday. What does he do in the meantime? Well, he should go to the hospital. There were no hospitals where we were. When you're in difficulty, whether it's a medical emergency, a hurricane, or a traumatic injury, golf cart accident, a tree, a shark bite, something serious that's going to require serious medical intervention, you want to have the service.
In 2019, Hurricane Dorian struck the island of Abaco, and thousands of persons were in need of emergency air evacuations. Marinello says with climate change impacting small countries like the Bahamas, these types of evacuations are also real, and it is a service that Tropic Air offers.
It's paramount, especially on an island nation such as the Bahamas. There's no other way to get around after a disaster. Most of the time the runways are fouled, the airplanes can't get in, there may be serious damage to the runways. So the helicopter is the only means to reach the island beside a boat. A boat can take a long time depending on the sea state. So, but the helicopter, we can go directly to any island and rescue any person that's in distress.
He notes that patients range from persons in distress to sudden illnesses and emergency surgeries who have to be airlifted to an international hospital. Once a patient is stabilized, here how the service works.
We call the telephone number if you're in distress, give the membership number. We would already have your passport and your insurance information, and we would dispatch the helicopter immediately to you. We do not require any other payment until after the medevac is complete.
For those interested in Tropic Air Charter services, Marinello says you can sign up for membership on his website. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
June 7 marks the 63rd annual Sarando Fox Labor Day Parade in the Bahamas. The details of the Labor Day Parade straight ahead.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
On June 16th, guests are invited to join for Sunday brunch at the Grand Ballroom of the Grand Lucayan Hotel for the Father's Day edition, celebrating all dads. Enjoy an exquisite full buffet and live entertainment. Tickets are on sale now at Lighthouse Point Lobby.
Enter the Dress Your Dad competition June 3rd through 14th. Let us see how fast you can dress your dad. The competition date is June 22nd. Happy Father's Day from Esquires.
Don't miss the 25% off Labor Day sale at Park and Shop this June 6th. One day only, excluding underwear and red tag items. Join the PLP on Grand Bahama for the Surrando Fox Labor Day March and Family Grill and Chill Fun Day, Friday, June 7th, starting at the Pro Cathedral of Christ the King at 7:30 a.m. and ending at PLP headquarters on East Sunrise Highway, 11 a.m. until. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. June 7th marks the 63rd annual Surrando Fox Labor Day Parade in the Bahamas, a day dedicated to honoring the contributions and rights of workers, unions, and organizations across the nation, now uniting under the theme prioritizing the voice of labor, no worker left behind.
Once again, it's Labor Day, and we're celebrating the 63rd Surrando Fox Labor Day March on June 7th, 2024.
We will begin from the vacant lot that is opposite Christ the King Anglican Church, and we will be marching towards the Independence Park.
We're going to go onto Pioneers Way, left onto Nelson Road, right onto Marley Drive, left onto Beachway Drive to the Independence Park. So we're asking you, come and join us on Labor Day.
Established in 1961 by Surrando Fox, Labor Day has since been a symbol of workers' solidarity and advocacy. In his honor, the parade brings together members from various labor unions and political parties marching through the streets of Grand Bahama and the Bahamas.
This is one of our labor fathers who would have fought to ensure that we can benefit from such a day called Labor Day. So in celebration of him and also the workers of the country, it's very important for us to come together to do something as a body that gives a resounding sound to the government that says unity is in place and that we are willing to work together to accomplish what we need for the workers of the country.
This day has been set aside for the small man, the big man, and for everyone to express how they feel about what's going on in this Bahamas. We have many, many concerns and things that we need ironed out, and this is our one day to just express what we feel, to be heard, to be listened to, and to be sought out.
Well, in this segment of Stellar Students of the North, Nevaeh Saunders from Bimini continues to excel in academics. Tonight, the 16-year-old tells us about the success as a junior student achiever and why it is important for her to remain focused.
Grade 11 student Nevaeh Saunders sharing her successful story of being an A student at Gateway Christian Academy. She credits her family history for being an academically inclined student and explains that her biggest concern is just staying focused.
I feel like I was born with the gift, like how some people may learn slower than others. I've always been a fast learner. So I would say the challenge for me is just staying present. Like I tend to think about the future a lot, but right now I'm just trying to focus on the goals that I have for now instead of worrying about what's next.
Saunders managed to secure all A's when she took the BJCs in grade 7 and also passed a few subjects for her BGC SEs. She serves as the president of the Debates Club, a semi-finalist for Junior Minister of Tourism Bimini, and enjoys playing basketball on her time off.
Religion, science, health, math, English, and I managed to get A's and B's between the different subjects. And with my BGCSEs, I took them in grade 10, and I got an A in English, a B in religion, and a C in biology for my first time. I was recently honored for getting the top speaker for the Grand Bahama division and the best speaker of the opposition. I used to have a challenge with math, but as I continued to work hard and put in the work, it got easier. And it was one specific topic that we did that I wasn't doing well on at all, but you know, I continue to break it down, not give up.
The 16-year-old's favorite subject is communication, but she says that handling the workload is not as easy as it seems. However, what keeps her grounded is an end goal that she sets for herself every term.
Every term, I try to set a specific goal for myself, whether it's, well, for this term, it's I want to reach a higher GPA. So I just try to study and just do what I have to do now, and you would see in grade 12, it'll be new goals.
Danae's GPA currently sits at 3.7, and she's hoping to hit 3.8 or above for the next term. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. See you next week, Wednesday, for a stellar student of the North.
Thanks so much, Yolanda. That's a look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
Well, Ramiko, high school basketball championships wrapped up yesterday at the YMCA. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
They're light, they're trendy, and they're comfortable. Get your Crocs, now available at John West, Nassau, and Freeport. John West, let us put shoes on your feet.
Join the PLP on Grand Bahama for the Sarandal Fox Labor Day March and Family Grill and Chill Fun Day, Friday, June 7th, starting at the Pro Cathedral of Christ the King at 7:30 a.m. and ending at PLP headquarters on East Sunrise Highway, 11 a.m. until.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Of the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. It's all about high school basketball championships. Let's head to the YMCA. Championship action between rival schools Tabernacle Falcons and Sunland Stingers in the Franco Miller Scott Forbes Quinton Hall 13 and under title game. After trailing in the first half, Sunland Stingers forced triple overtime to win the championship 28-26 as the top 13 and under team. Traquan Gordon was the MVP, scoring a game-high 20 of the 28 points for the Stingers.
I just want to thank God that we won the championship, and I can do it on my teammates. And I thank my teammates for letting us get here, because we worked really hard for this.
It feels good. It's like a little nerve-wracking after it, and it just feels really good winning the first championship. I think my team played amazing, but I think we could have done a little bit better and finished it earlier on.
So proud of my boys. They played really well. They played really hard. That's a pretty good team over there as well. We went into 3 overtimes, so that tells a lot of what kind of game we just had there. But we were able to pull through. The guys did well. They moved the ball well, and then down at the end, it was the free throws that really count.
Moving up to the big boys game, the 17 and under title game was between St. George's Jaguars and the Stingers. This game went into overtime as well, but it was the trio of Brian Sicilian, Jaden Balfour, and Michael Cunningham down the stretch who made the big plays to secure the championship. For the Stingers, the final score was 23-22. Brian Sicilian scored 10 points and was named MVP.
Lamar said we had to just go there and try to play our best and to play as a team. And we got to do it there just to play together and play smart and try our best to go there and compete with our best effort. To play hard, play together, play smart, listen to them, and we did what we were supposed to do as a team.
I just felt like we had to do better on defense in the second half, and then that's what we did. Like you always say, defense win games, so that's what to pick up on. That was our weak spot. He just told us, he was like, we have to play defense, we can't just worry about offense, and that's what we did. I feel as if we got the message good, and we pursued the message. The championship game, we had to realize that from the other games, we had to out-rebound the other team, play hard defense, get back. Not only play hard on offense, but we have to get back on defense. I feel good. I feel like we really work hard to get our chip.
Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Well, it's now time for a check on your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
The countdown is on for the best of the best concert weekend. Providenciales Turks and Caicos. Featuring some of the hottest entertainers from the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas. Get your tickets now. General admission $75, VIP $150. And are available at Nell's Variety Store, Jason's Elite Sports Bar, Basic Essentials, and Hall's Express Gas Station. For sections, tables, and skyboxes, phone Jason at 231-0018. It's the best of the best. Concert weekend. Providenciales Turks and Caicos.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming up next.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, the government returns to the drawing board in its efforts to reduce the cost of living following little success. The opposition leader dismisses criticism of his convention speech and assures his party is on the road to unity. Plus, the way forward for one of the country's premier Junkanoo groups. And in sports, men's national team trains for FIFA qualifiers. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The government getting down to the real work following last week's budget communication, with the Minister of Finance kicking off what's expected to be a two-week debate on the new proposed fiscal plan. One the government touts as changing the status quo. Cleopatra Murphy has the details of how the Davis administration proposes to achieve just that.
Back in 2020, the high cost of living here in the Bahamas landed it in 6th place as the most expensive place in the world. Admittedly, the Davis administration's efforts up to this point have yielded little success in terms of producing a reduction in consumer prices. According to Minister of Finance, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, turning this around is a key aim of the 2024-2025 fiscal budget, and it begins with reducing the cost of trade.
We have therefore established a National Trade Facilitation Committee that will coordinate all our efforts across the different agencies of government. This includes the upgrade of the Policy Port, the digitalization of trade ecosystems, streamlining and simplifying processes, and increasing competition across supply chains.
Having accepted that reducing the cost of living demands fundamental reform, the Prime Minister defended a planned public sector salary review, stressing it is specifically to improve employee pay and not to hire a private company to review said salaries. He says it is crucial, as in the case of nurses, the country continues to lose them for better pay and benefits.
Since 2009, that's 15 years ago, the entry-level salary for a police constable has been $18,000. It's now $20,000. Right? If that salary were adjusted for the rate of inflation, the salary would be $24,000, not $20,000.
He also touted Cloud Bahamas, a new accounting system initiative that ensures employees are fairly compensated without delays. Turning his attention to taxes, the Prime Minister reasons that it should not be demonized in the midst of increasing demand for government services and public infrastructure that requires funding.
It is a founding principle of the Progressive Liberal Party that those of us who have more should pay more, and that we should pay special attention to the least vulnerable amongst us. We unashamedly embrace the idea that striving for economic fairness and economic justice will make our country better for all of us.
Speaking of taxes, if all goes as planned, come the 2024-2025 fiscal year, only vacation home rentals and commercial rentals will be subject to VAT.
Surcharge will be increased incrementally each year for unpaid taxes on foreign vacant land. A surcharge of 5% is applied in the first year, 7.5% in the second year, and 12% per annum thereafter in the third year and beyond.
The Prime Minister holds firm that those who owe taxes should pay them or face penalties. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy. While on his feet, the Prime Minister took a jab at the opposition's criticism of the proposed fiscal plan. Our Altavis Munnings joins us live in studio with those details. Good evening, Altavis.
Good evening, Okashla, and good evening, Bahamas. We can tell you tonight that the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, acknowledging in his budget communication Wednesday that an opposition member accused his administration of breaking the law and disregarding legislation concerning fiscal responsibility. But he says, had the opposition remained in office, they too would have lacked the resources to meet those requirements. The Prime Minister ignored what he branded the opposition's spurious attacks about his government not adhering to the Public Finance Management Act.
Yes, we have pushed our balanced budget or surplus year by 1 year, but we are still compliant with the fiscal responsibility objective when it comes to the fiscal deficit that does not exceed a deficit of 0.5% of GDP from 2024-2025 onwards.
This, however, did not stop the FNM's point man on finances, East Grand Bahama MP Kwesi Thompson, from still coming down heavy on the government over missing its deficit projection. In fact, Thompson openly accused the Davis administration of abandoning its surplus target, and he used these numbers to back it up.
Total revenue is behind projections. According to your numbers, after 9 months, revenue collected stands at 67% of the forecasted full year total, well behind last year's pace, when the collections stood at 73%.
The Prime Minister has stressed, though, that budget figures are reliable and not decided arbitrarily, pointing to a projected 1 to 1.5% deficit on expenditure and revenue performance up to April.
In addition, it should be noted that the fourth quarter deficit experienced in the last 2 years was the result of deliberate policy decisions to eliminate as much as possible the arrears for vendor payments left by the previous administration. I'm happy to report that as the arrears report in the mid-year budget presentation has demonstrated, this policy has succeeded, and we have substantially reduced vendor arrears.
The Prime Minister holds that while a lot has been done, his government still has a lot to do. We'll have more from the Prime Minister's budget communication in tomorrow's newscast. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Altavis Munnings. Back to Makashla.
Well, thanks, Altavis. And speaking of the opposition, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard's fending off attacks from critics in the wake of his speech Saturday night, closing out his party's one-day national convention. Mr. Pintard also cemented his leadership, fighting off a challenge from former party leader and former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis. Now, during his lengthy speech Saturday evening, the FNM leader went on the attack against the Davis administration, levying a number of charges against the government, promising to overturn many of its policies if his party becomes the new administration. Well, some pounced on the leader's address, saying it lacked substance, and blamed him for missing an opportunity to unite the party and lay out a clear vision for the country.
If you listened to the speech, you would have heard a series of policy pronouncements, which is what we're discussing now. So it's absolute nonsense. Again, my job as leader of the opposition is, of course, to cast vision and talk about what legislation and policies we intend to put in place, and we've done so. So we've commenced the discussion in earnest about a number of policy positions, where we stand on legislation and what we would repeal. But another part of my job is to critique the government based on promises made, not kept. Decisions being made that the public is concerned about or that's not improving our lives.
The FNM leader also acknowledged he has not yet spoken with Dr. Minnis, but sounded hopeful wounds were starting to heal and the sides will come together.
Listen, we are optimistic that Free National Movement supporters will, in fact, in large numbers work together where there were differences. We saw it in the room, the electricity in the room, the amount of persons that showed up to send a clear message to the country. that they are fed up with the present administration. They are enthusiastic and excited about the way forward under our new team's leadership. And so we're excited. We believe others will fall in line as we move on because, the ship has sailed.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's so new. It's so radical. New, the Kentucky Pizza Sandwich. Crispy chicken topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's so new. It's so radical. Order your Cheetah Sandwich now at kfcnassau.com. It's finger-licking good.
Deglobalization and dismantled value chains threaten our future prosperity. Join us as we assemble at Global Africa's greatest gathering. To unify as a potent force, to respond to challenges from the global economic order, to create a paradigm shift that will empower close to 2 billion Africans worldwide to define their economic future. For the first time, Afrexim Bank is proud to host its annual meetings in the Caribbean from June 12th to 15th, incorporating the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2024. Reserve your place alongside key decision makers in government and business as we deliberate on owning our destiny, economic prosperity, on the platform of Global Africa. Register now at aam2024.events. It's up to us to unleash Global Africa.
Bank of the Bahamas understands that excellence in banking is not just a goal, but an unending journey. In just a few years, we have doubled the number of ATMs in our network. We've renovated facilities in Freeport and introduced new state-of-the-art premises in Nassau. Updated our website, making it easier for clients to stay in touch. And with our new mobile app, you can bank on the go 24/7. We've upgraded our cards to secure chip and contactless technology and introduced a chip and contactless debit card. And there's more to come, because excellence isn't about reaching a pinnacle. It's about cultivating a business that puts you at the center. BOB, your bank of solutions.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out outlets.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Hey, what you doing here? I know you shop at Mazzari. And what is with this glow?
Girl, I've been shopping hair for years. How do you think I stay so cute and trendy? I've been glowing from head to toe. It's the Mazzari effect.
Mazzari effect? This? I want all of this.
This is your first time at Mazzari, eh?
Did you know you can pay your bills on the Cash and Go app?
For real?
Transfer funds internationally, right from the Cash and Go app.
See, Dad? I told you.
Did you know that you can apply for a loan right on the Cash and Go app?
No way!
Pay staff right from the Cash and Go app.
Well, mother. It's the app for me.
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 Well, what you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house I'm building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off when the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
Here's a throwback to Automania 2023. Are you ready for what's to come? Eight auto dealers, up to 100% financing. We're going all the way. No brakes, just gas. BOB Automania 2024. Let's ride.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Five days now since a fire in the Major Road area, Yellow Elder left retired Defense Force officer Captain Whitfield Neely and his family homeless. Tonight, our Lloyd Allen joins the Neelys at that charred location where they've already started the process of rebuilding and restoring. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, Makushla, a harrowing story of survival. On Friday, the home of famed Defense Force HMBS Flamingo survivor Captain Whitfield Neely burned to the ground. Now, of course, at the time, investigations continue, and his granddaughter and daughter-in-law were also in the home, suspectedly at the time. Now, a story of protecting those, but also moving forward, he tells today, as that home is now under the process of being rebuilt.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for coming.
So again, tell us about how you and your family have been living over these past few days.
These past few days have been very, very engaging mentally because we've gone from being relaxed, having everything we need, to being on the street, having nothing. But you know, the love is immense.
Now, I know a tremendous favor was offered to you and your family in reference to a place to stay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. We were offered by a very, very loving citizen. She offered a home to us. And I took up on the offer because I needed a home to put my family in, because that was my major concern. We didn't have an address anymore. But now we have a place where we can live until I'm able to get my house completed, and we can move in here, and I'll give her key back. That's when she said she wants it back, when I'm completed here.
Well, definitely a story of love there. But Osana, I know, of course, you provided a number of contacts, account numbers in reference to persons wanting to donate.
The quote, "Thank God for life," means so much to us now, you know. But we opened up an account at JBR, where they can go and ask for either Whitfield Neely or Osano Neely. We also have a GoFundMe account. You can search the GoFundMe for Osano Neely or Whitfield Neely. We also have listed the account number for my father at Commonwealth Bank, East Bay Street branch. You know, everything is going to help us, and we are we're so grateful and so thankful. I was saying earlier today on Facebook that I'm very proud to be Bahamian. The Bahamian people have really restored our faith in humanity, and we love you so much. We love you very, very much. I promise you we do.
And while it's a small blessing, of course, your temporary home that you're in now, your daughter, Brylan, what do you think she thinks about the home so far?
Well, she loves it, you know. From the first day she came in, she loved it. A lot of space to crawl around and do so much. Clearly, she wants to be on TV now as well. But no, it's you know, guess what? You know who you are. Thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. And it's not every day you run into people that do those kinds of things for you. So very, very happy. Thank you so much. We love you.
Well, Makusha, of course, a story of hope continues here in the Major Road area following this fire. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Back to you in studio.
Lloyd, certainly a testament that there are some good Samaritans out there. I wish the Neelys all the best. The alleged instructor, meantime, was placed on administrative leave, and this according to the Ministry of Education with regards to a situation involving the alleged instructor and a student. Now, the ministry in a statement says it takes very seriously its role in protecting the well-being of students within its remit, adding that it's working with the police force where an official complaint has been made. It further assures that once investigations are complete, appropriate actions will be taken. And as soon as we have more on that incident involving an instructor and a student, we, of course, will pass that information on to you, our viewing public. In other news this evening, the labor climate in the Bahamas said to be stable, with numerous benefits in place for workers. Pushing for the change is the National Tripartite Council, which has been successful in lobbying for better salaries and other economic stimulants for the local workforce. As Betty Thompson-Moss tells us, the council is pushing for additional benefits to further impact the livelihood of Bahamian workers.
The country's workforce now stands at 245,000, and the reach of the National Tripartite Council on this sector has been widespread and quite significant. One of its major achievements is the hike in the national minimum wage to $260, which took effect in 2023. Deputy Chair Robert Farquharson says the council, which represents the government, workers and employers, is now turning its attention to a national pension plan for workers.
Extremely important, and a portable pension plan. So an employee who is working for one company can have a pension plan, and an employee, if they change jobs, can take that pension plan with them wherever they go. So at the age of retirement, they'll be able to have something else to hold on to other than national insurance benefits.
In addition to the long-term pension plan, the council has also been mandated to recommend legislation for a national livable wage in the Bahamas.
Much work on that has to be done. Significant consultation with unions, employers, government, civic organizations, tertiary-level organizations, because we want to make sure the concept of decent work is practiced here in the Bahamas.
The National Tripartite Council is also turning its attention to a group of workers, including vendors, taxi drivers, and fishermen in need of benefit assistance.
Many of them do not make national insurance contributions. And we call that the informal economy. We have to find a mechanism to have them to get into the informal economy. So when they become unemployed, they could claim for unemployment benefits. When they become sick, they could claim sickness benefit. When they retire, they could have national insurance to depend on. And that's one of the aspects that we're working with the NTC, within the NTC, with the employers, with the government, to try to have those matters resolved. And the NTC, I think, is going to be extremely aggressive to having those matters addressed.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Betty Thompson-Moss.
Junkanoo, the heartbeat of Bahamian culture and expression, dominating regionally as a surviving element of African roots. But a premier Junkanoo groups in fighting has led to an interim body now steering the A-class group. Lloyd Allen reports.
The annual Labor Day March and Parade is fast approaching, and among the many sights expected, a performance from the Class A Junkanoo group, the Valley Boys. But despite excitement in the air, looming is discontent among members, saying the time has come to change directions. Interim Deputy Chairman Jeff Stubbs sharing what has been done to restructure the group in recent months.
We knew right away that to operate a group of this size, it takes all of us, right? This is not going to be a one-man band or a handful of fellas band, right? So we got busy and we put together a structure to manage this group.
The new structure includes a governing board, followed by the executive leadership team, as well as a number of committees.
And these are the parade management, finance, costume design, social outreach, there's a few others, but there's a number of committees that are already hard at work.
Interim President Trevor Davis adding that another oversight by the former administration was to officially register the group as a non-profit organization. This, along with other advancements, he says, have been made.
This is where the structure is formed from, because once you register as a non-profit organization, you have to be accountable. When you have an organization, and when you get an organization, one of the most important things you would want to do is trademark your logo. This is not a Trevor Davis paper. This is the paper from the Registrar General Office.
With well over 200 persons at that meeting, Davis and his team promising to ensure unity, noting that even the defunct leadership is invited to remain active. Meantime, there remains a number of questions to the former administration: finance records, sponsorship accountability reports, and performance strategy, among others. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Tonight, we introduce you to a new segment in the Bahamas Tonight, Leno Corporate Services Wealthwise. To tell us more, here's Marcellus Hall.
Wealthwise, brought to you by Leno Corporate Services, is a brand new segment of the Bahamas Tonight that'll be seen every Wednesday evening. Here to help us understand more about Leno Corporate Services is Andre White, Leno's Chief Operating Officer.
Leno was founded in 2010 as one of the leading investment and financial services providers. Since then, we've grown into a company that offers services both locally and internationally. Anything from corporate incorporations to mutual fund administration to investment brokerage accounts, and also business solutions through outsourced accounting and payroll services.
In addition to its work in the financial sector, both here and internationally, Leno is also deeply involved in many areas of the Bahamian community.
Leno, a few years ago, actually started a foundation, and the main themes for that foundation are education, sports, and culture. So through that entity, we support University of the Bahamas. We've created an endowment up to $250,000 for scholarships towards education. We also sponsor Junkanoo through the Colors Group, and also the swim club called Barracudas is supported through that entity. In October of last year, during Women's Breast Cancer Month, we sponsored 50 mammograms for eligible women over the age of 18. So that was a huge success for us, and we hope to repeat that this year.
Mr. White explains exactly what it means to be wealth-wise.
By thinking strategically, you can see opportunities and seize opportunities, and ultimately that's what it means to be wealth-wise.
And if you want to start being wealth-wise, tune into the Bahamas Tonight next Wednesday for the next episode of Wealthwise, presented by Leno Corporate Services. I'm Marcellus Hall for the Bahamas Tonight.
We still have more news to come, but Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports. Samuel?
Coming up in sports, Bahamas men's national soccer team getting ready for the 2026 FIFA World Cup CONCACAF qualifiers. And we also caught up with the second Bahamian man to run sub-49 in the men's 400-meter hurdles. He deals with those stories and more coming up in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
time again, celebrating all things pineapple. General Manager of Cultural and Authentic Events for the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Nicola Simmons, announced this year's Pineapple Festival in Gregorytown, Eleuthera, which aims to offer a taste of the sweets and treats you know and love.
So the Ministry of Tourism is excited to host again the 36th Annual Pineapple Festival in beautiful Gregorytown, Eleuthera. Everyone must come on out. It's going to be lots of surprises, best entertainment in town, everything pineapple. Of course, you're going to have the pineapple eating contest. They're going to have pineapple pizza, just everything that you love about pineapple. Pineapple tarts, you name it, it is going to be there. And the lovely people of Eleuthera are going to be on display. Our visitors are always excited to attend that, and we're looking forward to seeing even more. It's going to be much bigger, much better. Adults can come out for $10 and children for $5.
The festival provides a uniquely delectable adventure for those with a sweet tooth for family fun, while also offering a wonderful getaway into the world of pineapple-themed delicacies. There will be culinary competitions, pineapple pole plaiting, bush tea demos, and much more. Enjoy live performances by local artists such as the New Vision Band, the Pawn Band, Brylanders, Ebony 242, the High Rock Band, Ancient Man, Puzzle, and Shine 242.
So the festival is June 7th and 8th in Gregorytown at the Gregorytown Park.
Don't miss out. Come on down this Friday to Gregorytown, Eleuthera. There'll be 2 whole days of pineapples, exciting events, live entertainment, and memorable experiences. For more updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. 'Cause when I turn to party, it's Junkanoo. They got me wet, so boy,
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Life's twists, turns, and defining moments. RBC is for all of you.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Deglobalization and dismantled value chains threaten our future prosperity. Join us as we assemble at Global Africa's greatest gathering. To unify as a potent force, to respond to challenges from the global economic order, to create a paradigm shift that will empower close to 2 billion Africans worldwide to define their economic future. For the first time, Afrexim Bank is proud to host its annual meetings in the Caribbean from June 12th to 15th, incorporating the Afro-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2024. Reserve your place alongside key decision makers in government and business as we deliberate on owning our destiny, economic prosperity, on the platform of Global Africa. Register now at aam2024.events. It's up to us to unleash Global Africa.
Simplified Lending, we know that your time is precious. So we've unscrambled the loan process, making it fast and hassle-free. You can have your answer in as little as 24 hours. When you qualify, we simplify. We are the best borrowing solution for tuition, home renovation, vacation loans, emergency medical expenses, purchasing a vehicle, and for business expansion loans. Simplified Lending for simplified living. Call us today or find us in the R&D Plaza on JFK Drive.
All right, team, as a business, it is important for us to save money so y'all could get raises, bonuses, and maternity leave with pay. We need to become an energy efficient business. Suggestions?
Plant trees outside. It'll help to keep the building cool and clean the air, stop the heat before it hit the window.
But we have curtains and blinds, though.
That's true. Strike one.
Okay. Laptops save more energy than desktops because desktops always plugged in. Plus, laptops have energy saving mode.
But I just be on my laptop all day and I still just be exhausted. So how that's supposed to save us any energy?
That's true. Strike two. You talk.
Go paperless.
That's a great one. I need to write that down. Pen. Give me the pen. Give me the pen. How you think with these things, young man?
I just that good, boss.
SBDC encourages you to save energy and money.
Ever Turks and Caicos Islands Business Outlook, June 7th at the beautiful Beaches Resort. Our theme is opportunities for growth and inclusion for all TCI stakeholders. Don't miss the keynote address by Premier, the Honorable Charles Washington Missick. Join discussions about tourism, infrastructure, and housing. Join thought leaders from various sectors to discuss the future of TCI's economy. Network over lunch and seize opportunities for growth. Register now at tclevents.com and secure your ticket for this groundbreaking event.
Governor General Dame Cynthia Pratt among mourners paying respect to the fallen former Supreme Court Chief Justice Sir Cyril Fountain, whose body laid in state today at the main Supreme Court building, Bank Lane. The 94-year-old former jurist who served as Chief Justice from January 1995 to October 1996 died last month. An official funeral service will take place tomorrow morning at Christ Church Cathedral. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, says Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder and Opposition Leader, the Honorable Michael Pintard, also signing the book of condolences and greetings to Cyril's family. Afterwards, they each shared reflections of the late Chief Justice.
Ran in the 72 elections. He was defeated in the count. He went to court, and the court overturned the results, and he became the Member of Parliament for North Long Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. I'm now the representative of San Salvador and Rum Key, so we often talk about his experiences that he had back in those days in those two islands.
He was actually the Chief Justice who admitted me to the bar, so I have some fond memories of that initial interaction, appearing before him, and when he went into practice, appearing on the other side of him. Great jurists will be fondly missed by all.
As leader of the opposition, I want to say on behalf of all of our members, on my own behalf and my wife's behalf, that we appreciate his sacrifice, and we thank God for a life that's been well lived.
Meantime, noted King's Counsel Thomas Evans has died. Before beginning his contribution to the budget debate this morning, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis extended condolences to the family and friends of Evans, who passed just this morning. The Prime Minister said Evans was a good friend and former law colleague. He was 78 years old. Still to come, our feature story. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Grand Bahamians eager to hear what's in the new budget for their island, particularly in the face of the government's continued standoff with the Grand Bahama Port Authority over the reimbursement of some $357 million. Now, while the government is counting on collecting that money, the GBPA insists it owes nothing. Add to that the fate of the beleaguered Grand Lucine Hotel.
Efforts are already underway to transform the status quo and ensure that the responsibilities of the Port Authority are properly carried out. The latest round of negotiations for the sale of the Grand Lucine Hotel are at an extremely promising stage. We hope that a positive announcement is imminent. The House will recall that the hotel was bought by the previous administration against all advice and for an amount higher than the valuation. It remains a drain on our public finances. As I said in my communication, the government is purchasing, it's in Grand Bahama. As I said in my communication, the government is purchasing the Princess Towers Hotel, the West Sunrise Road, and the site of the International Bazaar. And this purchase for under $4 million. The $30 million that was discussed is for the redevelopment of that whole area.
According to the Prime Minister, a higher loan facility has been arranged with the Afro-Exim Bank for a new development on that side, the details for which will be announced very shortly, according to the Prime Minister. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. The day got started with some morning showers, thunderstorms, which extend into the early afternoon, and by late afternoon, the skies start to clear up. But right now, we have just a few clouds, temperature 83 degrees, a relative humidity at 79%, easterly winds at 9 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,011.9 millibars. That is 29.90 inches. And your temperatures around the islands, 81 degrees in Marsh, Ababaco, Green Tool, Key 83, 80 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands 85, 84 degrees in Allenstown, that's in Bimini, Harper Island at 86 degrees, Rock Sound, Eleuthera 85, 83 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Kemp's Base of Andros at 84, Black Point, Exuma 85 degrees, 86 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador 82 degrees, 82 in Rum Key, in Acklands 87, Betsy Bay, Maguana 85 degrees, Matthew Nagua 83, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also at 83 degrees. Now, your boating forecast tonight through Thursday for all areas, light and variable winds once again with flat seas, a high tide that would take place at 7:56 this evening. The second high tide taking place at 8:13 tomorrow morning. And then on Friday, for the northwest and central islands, the winds become southwest, increasing in speeds 10 to 50 knots. The wave height is building 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Now, the high tide on Friday will take place at 9:03 in the morning, with the low tide at 3:05 in the afternoon. And in the southeast Bahamas, light and variable once again, and those seas stay flat at 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
June is the start of summer and hurricane season. Prepare for both at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Libby Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15-ounce, $1.59. Par Excellence long grain or par boiled rice, 5 pounds, $3.99. First Choice Sugar, 4 pounds, $2.69. Angus ribeye steaks, $13.99 per pound. Whole watermelons, $6.99 each. Save all summer long at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. But when I turn to party, it's Junkanoo. They got me wet, so boy, my island.
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
This year, we were proud to introduce our theme, Under the Sea, and bring awareness to the importance of sustainable fishing and conservation of our amazing marine resources like lobster, the Nassau grouper, and conch. Moving forward every Boxing Day, the group will focus on a new cause as aligned with our key brand pillars and engaging an iconic Bahamian musician to create and perform a song to promote that cause.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sports Check on this Wednesday, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Team Bahamas set to kick things off the 2026 FIFA World Cup CONCACAF qualifiers later this week in St. Kitts. We managed to catch up with the team before they left at the Roscoe Davies soccer field to get their expectations for the big showdown.
The team is coming together quite well. All of the guys are now in town, so we can work fully on all of our tactics, what have you. The team is coming along well, and it's a mixture of young players and older players, more experienced players. We actually called up 5 of our players from our last under 17 team. So we have a good mix of players, good talent. So we feel good about where we are right now, preparing for this next set of games.
Now awaiting the Bahamas will be St. Kitts and, of course, regional power Trinidad and Tobago, who have a score to settle with the Baja boys after the most recent matchup.
In the past, we've matched up pretty well with Trinidad. They are a good team. They are also World Cup contenders from this region. But I think we prepare for them. We match up well. I think ever since the 0-0 tie, they've always been out for us. So, of course, they're going to come and bring their A game. So we have to be up to the task. St. Kitts as well, they have a lot of experienced players. I think they're going to bring back all of their players as much as they can. So another experienced team. So we just have to prepare mentally and physically to step up to the plate.
And veteran player on the squad, Leslie St. Fleur, speaks about his role on what, at least on paper, appears to be a pretty young team.
Well, as a leader, so I have to make sure that the players who are coming on, who are starting, have to know what role they play. And my role is to keep them in check and, to guide them and keep them going as the game goes on and stuff like that.
And switching over from the pitch to the diamond, our intern Swanson Gibson catching up with a promising young baseball player who had the opportunity recently to participate in a very important showcase. More details in this report.
Florida Memorial University outfielder Ferron Charlton participated in the Minority Baseball Prospects HBCU All-Star Weekend. While in Houston, Texas, Charlton took home the Fastest Man Champion Award and played in the All-Star Game, his team winning 8-6. Charlton spoke about the All-Star Weekend festivities and having a bond with the African-American players.
That was fun. Within probably the first day of meeting each other, you could tell everybody was excited for everybody's success. Everybody wanted to see everybody do good. It was like a real sense of we all made it. We all here to have fun and to showcase what got us to where we are right now. So to be a part of that and to make the friends and the bonds that I've created, I could not ask for any other prospect to be a part of.
Charlton also described what it's like playing for FMU in the Sun Conference.
Baseball in the Sun Conference is no easy feat. You got guys in the Sun Conference really trying to show their skills. You got guys hustling day in, day out. Everyone's fighting for that playoff spot. There's only one team that can't make it, so you don't want to be that one team. So you have some series coming down to which win is important, which run is important. You can't take no team for granted in the Sun Conference.
Charlton finished with a .294 batting average, 1 home run, and 26 RBIs on the 2024 season. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
In the track and field news from over the weekend, a young Bahamian hurdler making history. Shaquem Hall-Smith becoming just the second Bahamian to run a sub-49 time in the men's 400-meter hurdles. Hall-Smith would win the event at the Edwin Moses meet in Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday, stopping the clock in a new personal best time of 48.79 seconds.
Honestly, running out of lane 8, I didn't really think I was even going that fast because I didn't know what was going on, behind me. Throughout the race, as soon as the gun went off, in my mind, I knew I had to, get out super hard and execute because if any of those guys had caught me before the, 8th or 9th or 10th hurdle, it probably would have been over. And so I think this is literally the best race of my life. Like I executed properly, I got out super hard and, coming off the 150 meters, I just had a burst of strength out of nowhere. I don't know if it was anger. I don't know if it was the fact that, I'm really focused on qualifying for Olympics or what. but, you know, the execution was perfect. And, you know, I missed the standard by 0.08 of a second for Olympics because the standard is 48.70 and I ran 48.79. So I barely missed it. But, you know, I feel like I run way faster because I actually made some mistakes in the race that I think I could perfect for my next competition.
A deeper dive into our conversation with the hurdler in tomorrow's Sportscast. And that's going to look at your sports on this Wednesday. Let's check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Celebrating the grads and thanking the dads. That's super value and quality supermarkets. Rainbow corn chicken, 12 ounce, $1.99. Sea bass chunk tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $1.89. Nesca yellow grits, 1 pound, $1.49. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Panama raw shrimp, $41.50, 12 ounce, $4.99. Save all summer long at super value and quality supermarkets.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, mid-level troughing will continue to trigger pockets of showers and thunderstorms, some of which will be heavy at times and more numerous in the central and southeastern islands for the next couple of days. Tonight, though, we are looking at partly cloudy and warm here in the capital, a thunderstorm in spots later on tonight with a low temperature of 79 degrees. And tomorrow, well, you're going to see thunderstorms once again in spots in the morning. Otherwise, it'll be a mixed bag of clouds and sun in the afternoon with a high temperature getting up to 88 degrees. Your extended weather forecast, the showers will be with us off and on right through the weekend. It wouldn't be until but Sunday before we see some clearing of the skies, and that will continue into Monday, but we'll have those showers and thunderstorms returning once again and late Tuesday heading into Wednesday. Makishla.
That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This segment of Deals Crazy TV is brought to you by Capital Lumber, Randall Kill Initial, We Buy, You Sell, Wahoo Fishing and Charter, Twin Brothers Seafood and Steakhouse.